Hey guys, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel and thanks so much for tuning in to what's going to be a quick little review of the Butter London Glazen eye glosses. I have 3 shades to talk about here today. These are the 3 new shades they recently launched. These have been out for a while, but I just haven't gotten around to getting my hands on them, and then they ended up sending me 2 of these shades. Of the new shades, they sent me Icing, which they describe as a cool sparkling mauve. I would say it's more like a pink champagne kind of shade. And then Moonshine, which they describe as a warm sparkling taupe, and I would say it's pretty accurate. Then after going online to Ulta, because of the recent 20% off sale, and looking more at the shade range, I saw Mermaid, which looked like a beautiful duochrome. They describe it as a sparkling ice gray, but in the picture it looks like it has this green shift, and it kind of does in here, but I don't feel like that translates too well, like a pale mint green shift. I don't think it translates too well to the eye, but according to the description, it's not supposed to. This came to in a close second to a shade called Oil Slick, which looks like a classic blue-brown duochrome. There aren't any other duochromes in the collection that I can see, but that one was out of stock at the time, so I went for Mermaid, and ultimately I'm glad I did because it helped me learn a little something about the product that I'll get into later. But basically, these are supposed to give you that wet, glossy eye look, hence the name Glazen Eye Gloss. In reality, they are just ultra sparkly eye products, but they come in this really unique jelly texture. I mean like true jello on a plate, the way it wiggles, that is the way this stuff wiggles in the pot. True gel texture. I've never seen anything like it before, and I was actually a little skeptical about how it was going to perform because of that, because it's like, it has this super wet jelly base that when you apply it on your eyes, it's kind of cool, very wet feeling, but dries down and absorbs, the base absorbs into your eyes or evaporates or something very, very quickly. It has a nice calming, cooling, like gentle cooling sensation across the eyelid, and then once it's dried, it's on. The instructions say to use your finger to apply it, and I totally recommend doing just that. I tried using a brush and you get a lot more fallout with this. You get a little bit when you use your finger, so I do recommend doing your base after your eye look, but I wouldn't say it's all that much compared to when you do it with a brush. Plus, when you do it with your finger, it allows you to really pack on that pigment. They say go over your eye once for a nice kind of subtly glittery, it's not subtle, just kidding. There's nothing subtle about this. That was the wrong word. For a high shine look, and then to get a really glossy, but mostly like intensely glittery metallic look, go over once again and actually really build that pigment as well. If you're kind of shying away because I talked about these like a glitter rather than a gloss, hold up before you click away. I was shocked at how wearable these are, and I was honestly shocked at how many of you guys commented on the eye look I was wearing when I was wearing these. I've been wearing these the past, I think 2 to 3 videos I've had these on, and every time I've gotten these comments, what's on your eyes? And it's just one of these. I will put a matte powder in my crease, and then I will put one of these across my lid, and that is the complete eye look. And because these create really multifaceted, like high shine looks, that's really all you need across your eye to make you look like you're wearing, like, you know, 3 to 4 shadows, when in reality, it's just 2. And then when they're on, like I said, you really can't, if you build them up to create a metallic finish, it looks less like glitter and more like a creamy chrome texture. So I find that personally to be a little more wearable than glitter, even on a daytime kind of basis. So just for reference, if when I said glitter, you were immediately like, bye. In terms of wear, I've applied these with and without a base. They last just the same all day on me, either way, with very, very minimal fallout. I was kind of shocked at how little fallout. Most of the fallout for me happens during application. Like I said, you could really minimize that by using your finger, but even if you have a little bit, it's easily dusted away, or if you just wait to apply your base, you dust it away, and then whatever you didn't get is just kind of covered up. So very minimal fallout, and then it's very easy to remove. The one thing I want to point out though is that when you get these, the caps, there isn't a whole lot to screw them on, so it's kind of hard to get them on there tight, but they do have a plastic sealer here that you lift up, and that kind of retains the hydration to make sure that jelly texture is still there. That was the case with the 2 products that I received from Butter London. But the shade Mermaid that I bought myself from Ulta, the plastic here was loose. And I didn't think much of it until I opened it up to see that the product had kind of dried out. It does not have that loose, kind of wiggly jelly texture in there anymore. It's a more densely packed product. It definitely affected the way it applied. I mean, you can see I'm wearing it today. It was not difficult to get a solid application across my lid, but when it came to blending it out, especially in my crease, I found it especially hard to blend it up there without getting some weird kind of uneven spotty application there. So just something to keep in mind. I think if the cap fits well, it'll stay hydrated for a while, but it was kind of interesting to understand how this will look, you know, like a mascara dries out, what this product actually ends up looking like and acting like once it's dried out a little bit. It's not bad, but you definitely want to get one that's well hydrated. So if you haven't, it's definitely supposed to be a jelly texture. If you bought this and you're like, oh, this is like stiff and kind of hard to blend, I'd return it, exchange it, get a different one, because when it is that jelly texture, it's just easy to work with. That said, I'm not all that unhappy. I mean, I'm wearing it today. It's not uncomfortable. It's not flaking everywhere. I'm not unhappy with it. It was kind of nice to see how it will age, so to speak, you know, as it dries out. But just so you know, if you get one like that, I would go exchange it so you actually get the jelly texture. This retails for $24, which is kind of steep to me for a product that you might not wear every day. Some of you might, and in that case, I think it is totally worth it. Like I said, I found them to be surprisingly wearable, and so I think for a lot of people, it could be an everyday sort of thing. But in terms of ease of application and lasting power, I can't think of any or haven't tried any similar products at a lower price point that perform as well. So I do think it commands the $24 price tag if this is something you're looking for and feel like you'll wear on a reasonable basis. So that's it from me, guys. I really hope this was helpful. If you've tried these or haven't and are thinking about it, let me know in the comments below. If you have tried Oil Slick, please let me know your thoughts. If it's something I need to have, I'm probably gonna go ahead and buy it because, like I said, I have lots of blue-brown pigment type things, but they're all either pressed shadows or loose pigments, and there's a certain texture and quality about these that just makes them super, like even if you were to foil a loose pigment, it wouldn't look quite like this, as intense, and frankly, just not as easy to apply. There's just multiple steps, and this is kind of a one and done. You pat it on your lid and you're good to go. So let me know, because I would definitely be interested in buying it immediately if it's good. Besides that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys!